Hello, welcome. I hope you're doing amazing today. I just want to clear something up. Some folks were concerned in the last episode thinking that I'm depressed because of the way that I'm speaking now. Folks, I am doing just fine. I appreciate the concern. And the reason why I'm speaking this way is because this is my actual natural speaking voice. The voice that I used to do as the cat in the Minecraft house, that was not my actual voice. In fact, that was like 3 registers above my actual voice, and it was like full out screaming. This is just how I usually talk when I have a microphone a quarter of an inch from my face. So no need to worry. Everything's okay on my end. And I hope you're doing amazing. Today's going to be a great show. So let's jump into it.
Irrelevant news.
So Scott Disick had a full-on meltdown about Khloe Kardashian hanging out with Travis Barker in Italy to Kourtney's ex, Eunice, in Instagram DMs.
Yo, is this chick okay? Bro, like, what is this? In the middle of Italy. Doesn't matter to me as long as she's happy. P.S. I ain't your bro.
Poor little Scott Disick, folks. I don't think anybody will ever understand what it takes to be the miserable, shriveled-up ball of jealousy that he is. And by the way, Scott's comments did not go unnoticed because Travis Barker posted this screenshot of Ray Liotta in Goodfellas, so it's very clear what he thinks of this whole situation. And speaking of the Kardashians, Khloe went on a podcast and said this.
Like, I can't stand people that are like eating a bucket of like Haagen-Dazs ice cream. Like, I'm so fat. And like, they won't work out. They won't change their diet. They won't drink more water. They won't whatever. But they're complaining.
Exactly, folks. Why would people waste their time complaining about their appearance when they can change everything about themselves through the power of plastic surgery and Photoshop?
I'm like, well, you're always going to be in this victimized state because you're literally not doing you're not being self-aware. You're not even looking at your own reflection saying, okay, what can I do to change things about myself? It's everybody else's fault.
So I'm never going to understand why everybody in the world doesn't have the ability to spend thousands of dollars a year on personal trainers, nutritionists, photographers, photo editors, and plastic surgeons to make themselves look like everything except themselves. But in all seriousness, folks, even though there were a few nuggets of truth to what Khloe said in that clip, the fact that it's coming from the member of a family that's known for spending the better part of the last decade doing everything in their power to completely alter their appearance to an inhuman level in every content and context known to humanity is incredibly ironic. And that, coupled with Khloe's apparent inability to recognize that most people don't have the same time and resources that she has to completely alter their appearance to the extent that she has, is what makes this clip absolutely tone deaf. Anyway, folks, former Kardashian Kanye West was recently called out by Soulja Boy.
He's gonna knock him out. That's just me having a little fun, you know what I'm saying? We ain't tripping, man. Unless Kanye want to get in the boxing ring, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, look, it's a better.
I think we make 100, 200 million, you know what I'm saying?
That's a better matchup than Aaron Carter.
Kanye, let's get in the boxing ring.
Big Draco's biting off more than he can chew, folks. I don't think he's ready for all the postponing that's going to happen before Universal forces the fight to happen. Anyway, folks, Pink called out YouTuber Piper Raquel in a beef that is so absolutely unexpected, not even Nostradamus could have fucking predicted it.
How many kids like Piper Raquel are being exploited by their parents? And at what point do the rest of us say, this isn't okay for a 13-year-old to be posing in a bikini whilst her mother takes the photo?
The irony of that statement is that Pink posted it on Twitter, a platform that's known for its rampant dissemination of CP and doing absolutely nothing to stop it. Anyway, Piper responded,
I don't think Pink has ever seen one of my YouTube videos, because if she did, she'd see it's just my friends and me having fun and acting like ourselves, Raquel told the Today parents.
Exactly, folks. Why can't we just take this whole situation for what it is? An innocent child putting out some sexually suggestive content out there for a whole bunch of creeps to enjoy.
There's nothing wrong with being in a bikini, Raquel said. Why do we shame people for that? Pictures of teenagers in bikinis having fun are not sexual. They're only sexual if you view it that way.
And thank goodness that Piper and her parents are controlling the way that everybody is viewing and using her content. And moving on to Conor McGregor. What does he think of Jake Paul defeating Tyron Woodley?
Who do you think, Jakey Paul?
Hello, how are you?
The boxing match. Who do you got?
I don't really care. Is that Arnold's card, to be honest?
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
Well, it looks like since breaking his foot, Conor McGregor has been practicing changing the subject because that was smooth as fuck. But since Conor didn't want to share his opinions on Jake Paul defeating Tyron Woodley, let's see what KSI had to say.
I saw Jake fight Woodley, and it didn't terrify me, but it has never terrified me. You gotta remember, I beat Logan Paul, the older brother. So why would I struggle against the younger brother? Like, he obviously has been knocking out people left, right, and center, but I know I could beat the people he's been knocking out.
Now, I actually have a prediction for this KSI and Jake Paul fight, folks. They're going to keep talking about it for the next 2 decades before they decide to not do it. And speaking of the Paul brothers, this man cried after quitting a 6-figure job to try to get a job with Logan Paul and getting rejected.
I want to act. I want to do these things. I'm going to break down right now. Oh, I'm sitting in the cast. I don't even know what to do.
How about don't cry over spilled milk, or don't quit your day job while you're at it? Anyway, this was the interaction with Logan Paul that caused that guy to cry.
Trying to get a job. Like I want to do media. I've been trying to get.
What are you good at?
I was 7 dances. I did like
What's
that.
your TikTok handle?
I did that video. You know, like going like that. Yeah, you know.
Oh, so you really got what it takes.
I don't.
Then why would I
need a mentor.
Why would I do that?
I want to be like. I'm 22 years old. I'm just trying.
I bet I can't be a mentor right now, right? In my life, I'm a fuck up myself. I need a mentor.
You know, after thinking that I would never agree with Logan Paul in my entire life, here I am finding myself once again agreeing with Logan Paul in my life. I mean, why the hell should Logan hire a dude who doesn't even know what value he can bring Logan, who, from all we can see, is either trolling Logan or just looking for an opportunity to get famous off of Logan. And Logan is very well versed when it comes to these situations, folks. I mean, he knows he doesn't need another Mike Malak. And in other news, Ethan Klein shared that Jeff Wittek is allegedly threatening him.
Every time I mention Jeff, he threatens me in the DMs.
I didn't know if you wanted to say that publicly.
I have nothing to hide. I mean, I think that he's just unwell and stuff, so I don't want to go in on him, but sometimes I hesitate. I talk about everyone, right? But every time I mention him, the motherfucker just straight up threatens me.
Oh, no. Wow. Jeff Wittek allegedly doing that? No. Say it ain't so. Anyway, folks, Trisha Paytas recently dropped one of her inspirational videos, and it's a gem.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Hi, I asked for butter. This is plain.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me fix this for you.
What are you doing? I asked for butter. Don't dump it out. Do you even speak English?
I don't think I've ever watched anything quite like this, folks. This has to be the greatest series in the history of YouTube because the writing, the acting, the sound design, everything about this is just off the charts. If it were a chart that only measures cringe.
Can you go faster? Ding. Hey, Greg. Yeah, I've been wanting to see You Don't Know the Blowhorn for this long too, but this guy literally is from a foreign country, doesn't even know popcorn. Is it almost finished?
Yes, so sorry. I'm
Thank you.
so sorry.
Thank you.
Trisha is the greatest actor of this generation, folks. I mean, who else can pull off doing the sound effect for a phone mid-scene, pick up the phone, answer it, have a brief conversation that apparently has no ending, and then move right back into whatever the hell they were doing?
Did you steal that from my purse?
What?
Where'd you get this?
It was on the floor.
I'm calling immigration.
No, what?
Would you rather me call the police?
Hopefully the situation doesn't get any worse, folks, because a logical next step after calling the cops is calling the president of the United States, and you never want to get a phone call from the president. Anyway, Trisha ended the video with a monologue explaining the moral of the story.
Basically, the moral of the story is immigrants work hard. They're some of our hardest working people. You never know who's going to be the inventor of the next Tesla.
Exactly, folks. Don't treat others well because it's the right thing to do. Treat others well in case they become rich and you may need a favor from them in the future. And now a palate cleanser.